Climate change is somehow a hotly contested subject. Many people still do not believe in its existence, even with the vast amount of research and proof available to us today that it is real and that it does have detrimental consequences. These consequences are becoming more and more apparent, with extreme weather conditions becoming more and more commonplace, calling into question the way that humans have learned to live with the comforts of technology and rampant burning of fossil fuels. However, we are not the only species on this planet, so we are not the only ones whose lives are affected by the changing planet. Climate change is a real threat to the world, affecting ecosystems such as rainforests, coral reefs, and the tundra, and I'll be discussing how different species in these ecosystems are being affected as climate change destroys the richness and natural beauty of the world. I'd like to start with the rainforest ecosystems. According to the Yale School of Environment, climate change results in a rise in temperatures and increased water stresses, causing a decrease in forest growth. Now, water stresses are physical attributes that you'll find in plants that show that they're not getting enough resources, mainly water. These physical attributes include, and are not limited to, dried leaves, cracked bark, shriveling up of branches, dry and exposed roots, etc. This causes less forest to be grown, and decreased forest growth results in less room for native species who rely on the forest for habitat and for food, hurting their ecosystems at one of the lowest levels. Daisy Dunn of the organization Carbon Brief says that this food is going to be even harder to come by as less resources for plants to grow are causing the plants that produce fruit in these rainforests to flower during a later time of the year than usual, in contrast to the regular activity and yearly cycles of the animals that pollinate them. So less food is being produced. This is shown in the bottom part of this chart, which shows that flowering plants and their pollinators are only active at about half the time that they used to be. And fruiting, and when these plants fruit, the animals that dispense their seeds, they're only active at the same time for about half the time that they usually are as well. This causes much more competition among resources, for resources among animals, and results in the biodiversity of these ecosystems going down. These are drastic changes to the cycles of plants and animals that help produce oxygen for many organisms on the earth, and disrupting them is lowering the air quality of the earth overall. Climate change affects coral reefs as well. According to NOAA, climate change causes oceans to warm and for ocean pH to rise as the ocean becomes more and more full of CO2. This causes the reefs to bleach, which is the dying of organisms that make up coral called polyps, and turns them into a ghostly white color. On the screen is a before and after picture of a species of coral in the Great Barrier Reef. The Great Barrier Reef is the longest coral reef in the world, and most of it has bleached, and it's to the point where scientists are working more to maintain it than to bring it back to life. This means that they can no longer support life, so the organisms around them have to die off or move, which is becoming increasingly difficult, as there are less and less reefs for them to move to. Coral reefs are fragile, and one invasive species alone can destroy their ecosystem altogether, so losing the very coral themselves is extremely disastrous. According to Coral Watch, though, coral reefs can indeed recover from this process of bleaching, but the stresses have to be relieved. The pH and ocean temperatures have to go back to normal, otherwise these ecosystems are doomed. So drastic changes must be put in place for this to happen. Last but not least, climate change affects the tundra. Tundra is home to a large amount of ice called permafrost, which is essential to the organisms that call it home. And climate change is causing much of this to melt. As shown in the pictures on the screen, they're taking away a lot of the natural resources and habitat for the animals that live there. According to Cristina Nunes of National Geographic, this melting of the ice is activating microbes in the soil under the ice, and these microbes turn CO2, they turn carbon into CO2 and methane, which further hurt the atmosphere. Hurting the tundra increases climate change. Not only are we melting the ice, by melting the ice, we are increasing the production of climate change outside of industrial means. The natural earth is beginning to make the problem worse. Lower temperatures are also helping some organisms grow, like shrubs. This may sound like a good thing, but it is not, because these shrubs compete with and crowd out lichen, which, according to Nunes, is an important food source for caribou and other animals. While climate change causes some species to thrive in this environment, it hurts the other ones that are already established and engaging in their own processes and have their own niches. The tundra takes a lot longer than all the other ecosystems to recover, so we are quickly losing and endangering many species in it by not taking action against the thing that's causing it to decline. Human technological advancements from the dawn of the Industrial Revolution to the modern age have made life so much more comfortable and enjoyable for millions of people around the world. We're feeding the hungry like never before, and more people are living more comfortable lives. However, this has caused a great deal of damage to the other inhabitants of this world, which often get overlooked. Climate change caused by our rampant industrialization and constant use of the Earth's natural resources has contributed to the extinction of many species and the destruction of many habitats. Action must be taken against this. And it is not just on a personal level. It is, without a shadow of a doubt, big corporations that continue to destroy the environment for economic gain, using its natural resources, and then once items are consumed, discarding them and incinerating them, further destroying the atmosphere, as shown in the infographic above. Now, this change can be brought forth by helping to introduce laws that make these companies get rid of their waste in a more sustainable and eco-friendly way. I leave you with the words of the great Sir David Attenborough: "Human beings are the greatest problem solvers our planet has ever known. We are just yet to apply ourselves to this problem with the scale and urgency that it requires." Thank you.